Oh, this one. Good afternoon, everyone. This is another installment of Kevon's thoughts on things of the world. Alright, so yes. I coming home in the car talking to my friend there. And I wondering what we gonna cook tomorrow. Because tomorrow is Emancipation Day. That's a day that the slaves were emancipated. We were freed. And so I wonder what we're gonna cook, because if it's Diwali, you would cook roti and everything minus the meat, because you have to respect customs. Eid, you make a little say wine. Even the Chinese, if you want Chinese food, you could go in the Chinese restaurant. If you want Arabian food, you could go on any corner and eat a gyro. Or you could go and buy some Arabic potatoes with fettush and garlic chicken. But we know where you going. My friend tell me jerk. That's Jamaican. Last time I see Jamaica wasn't in Africa. Hey, I'm making a video. Anyway. Yeah. So what we have, where's our African food? Now I might be dead wrong, yeah? It might be have plenty of African food already. As far as I know, the provisions and saltfish is not African food, because that's what Catholics is cook on Lenten on Good Friday, because that is a respectful dish, seeing that Jesus was crucified on that day. We don't eat meat because we try to that has a certain significance. So you can't tell me ground provisions is African food, because if ground provision was African food and green pig and all kind of thing, then it would be up there in the archives, or it would be there. If I'm wrong, please comment on this video and tell me that I am wrong. Say, Kevon, you are wrong, and you should know better as a young black person. As a matter of fact, here we get my vex, and that's what I really make the video for, and I'm sure they will be watching. Today in the office now, I say all tomorrow is a very important day for us. Tomorrow is Emancipation Day. They're watching me like, I was like, well, the Saber Kevon is not Negro, he's not African. I was like, but Wimba is not African. Granted, I'm from Trinidad, so that means he's not African neither. But Negro means black. I time I make a comment on Facebook and I say the black side of me feeling lazy, ethnic fatigue and thing, and somebody say, oh, how you could say that he's not a Negro or an African. Most of the world knows Negro to mean black. If you're looking at Law and Order, which is a show that everybody's watch, and you say Negro and people know it's Africans you're talking about, Africans, Americans. If you go in England, an English state where English has originated, and you say Negro, if you say something like, you dirty Negro, you could be jailed. Somebody could have a case against you for racism. And I'm not going to call myself a nigger neither, because them people say my nigger this and my nigger that. I don't like when people say my nigger. That's probably where they get the confusion from. Because if you say my nigger, I don't respond to that. I know a nigger is the equivalent to a coolie, which means that, you're either uneducated, you're not smart, you're whatever. At least in my Trinidad vernacular, when somebody calls you a nigger, it is not a good thing. Nigger means you have no class, you're an uneducated person. Same thing as somebody calling you a coolie means you carry water on your back and you're uneducated and everything. So that is wrong. But my thing is, you can't tell me I is not an African, I is not a Negro, because to make it quite simple, you're an Indian because he's a West Indian. We're all in the West Indies, so we're West Indians. Look at my hair, people. This is my hair. You know what is this? Look. This is every creed and race. They found an equal place. Imagine all the races love each other so much they created somebody mixed with all races. This is no TCB, this is nothing. This is a proud person representing Trinidad and Tobago. And all they come around me shipping this and telling me how we emancipated and we this and whatever. All you remember old pirates from Bob Marley. It said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. If you don't want to be called a nigger, if you don't want to be seen as you have no class, no anything, then don't allow people to use that word around you or about you. Look at this girl, the girl, I think her name is Atalia, something like that, who's going to represent Trinidad and Tobago. I heard some people say some things about Laventille, and oh, it's nice to see somebody from Laventille going and represent and trying to do something better for the South. Understand that Laventille is seen as an area where that's not so good, where crime is rampant and everything, but at the end of the day, I personally just go different places in Laventille. Let's go and check my friend Shahina in Canada, Laventille, and nobody came around with any kind of thing, because at the end of the day, if you're going up in people's area and you have a preconceived notion that everybody in the area bad and thing, you would be moving like if everybody up to no good, and that is unfair. Because I'm going to tell you something. It don't matter where somebody from. It don't matter where you from, because you could be living in Westmoreland, which is seen as one of the more highfalutin areas in Trinidad and Tobago. And a lot of these people from Westmoreland, not as smart as people from surrounding areas. Personally, I'm from Gasparilla, from South, and I believe that I am a young, educated person who knows about himself, who knows who he is. And I want to aspire to do better for myself. I'm not going to say it's nice to see somebody from the country, which people call all gospel, it's not the country, but that's another thing, doing something good or trying to aspire to do something. No. So Atalia, I wish you all luck. You are a truly beautiful person. You are representing Trinidad and Tobago no matter what people say, and that is strength. I myself have represented Trinidad and Tobago in a competition called Mr. Handsome Trinidad and Tobago. It wasn't any big competition, but people say, you get up for Mr. Handsome Trinidad and Tobago, watch it with your spacey teeth. Watch it with your big forehead. People tell me I'm not handsome, but let me tell you something. True beauty comes from within. And it's not about what you try to project people. If you really is not a nice person on the inside, you'd never look good on the outside, and you'd never be a truly good looking person. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is Emancipation Day. Emancipation Day in Trinidad and Tobago has no longer become just about Africans being free. We have a lot of people in this country that has a backdated mentality and thinks that they can't aspire to be anything more than somebody from a third world country. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even believe that Trinidad and Tobago is a third world country. I believe that people want to class us as a third world country. In Trinidad and Tobago, we see people from all around the world. They come here and they find a place. They feel at home. We in Trinidad and Tobago, we have aspired and we will continue to aspire to reach higher places. Emancipation Day is a day for us to reflect, for us to say thank God that we can walk on the road in our country without being afraid. Of course, there will be these negative elements, but say what? This is our country. And all those who want to say that pilau is African food, it's not African food. It's the national dish of Trinidad and Tobago. It's good at weddings.